Hello, parents. I just wanted to send a quick video to you. I did send a letter home today in regards to your students' scores for our first NWEA test. Very quickly, I wanted to maybe give you a little bit of information that might help with understanding how to read this report. We're going to take an NWEA assessment 3 times during the school year, so you'll have 3 different opportunities to check in on your child's progress. NWEA scores are used in Writ Scales, and that 3-digit number measures a child's progress. So it's possible for a 4th grader to have a Writ scale of 203 and an 8th grader to have a Writ scale of 203. And that would mean that the 4th grader is on track, the 8th grader is behind. It's not reflected, Writ scores are not related to their age, but they're related to the quantity of material mastered. Very quickly, this is a sample report similar to the one that went home to you. I wanted to point out that we're reporting on 3 different content areas. The first being mathematics, the second being reading, and the third being science. Those are the 3 we test in 4th grade. Information is given in 2 different areas. The first is on achievement. If you look on the left, you'll see a graph that tells you what level of achievement your student had. This fictitious student is Christopher, and he had average achievement in mathematics. As you notice, there's a dotted line. The dotted line on all 3 of these graphs indicates that what students across the country did on that test. And so we look and we can see by Christopher's, he started off with his personal Writ score being below the average a couple years ago. When we move closer to fall of 2019, we can see that he's close to average or average. Here it tells you he's in the 47th percentile. That means if you took 100 kids that took this test and lined them up, he scores better than 47 of those 100. We come over here to the right side, we see high growth. High growth is a great thing. He scores in blue, and it tells you he's in the 96th percentile. So Christopher has average achievement, but he's grown a really great quantity to get there. So if we see average achievement and high growth, that's great news because Christopher has gained some ground in his learning. It's possible to have high achievement and low growth. That is very common for a child that's a high achiever because once you've achieved a really high score, it's hard to just keep going up and up and up with your scores. Don't be concerned if your child shows high or average achievement and doesn't show high or average growth. We want to bear in mind that this is a snapshot of how your child performed in that subject in one day. It's just a quick snapshot of their academic progress. The value comes in looking at this progress over a span of time, and that's what they show us here on the left. So one of the students asked, my growth is in the red. Is that bad? Does red mean bad? It doesn't mean bad. It does mean you didn't grow as well as we'd hoped. And just a quick cursory glance over our students' data. A lot of us did not show great growth so far, but let's take into consideration we had a pandemic. So homeschooling, summer, we're coming back to a unique classroom setup, with masks and social distancing, and we're doing so much digital. So if our child is showing low growth here at the beginning of the school year, let's not hit panic about that. Let's take into account there are a lot of factors that could cause that. If we are in our second testing session, which will be later this fall, early winter, and we're still seeing low growth, then we might need to go, okay, there are no excuses for this. We've got to figure out what's going on. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me a reminder or an email. Also, feel free to call and talk. I can try to talk during my prep period. If you have specific questions about writ scores, I'll do my best, but I'll just give you the honest truth. You might give Mrs. Liddick a ring because she's really the expert in that. I have some understanding, but if you want detailed information, Mrs. Liddick may be able to help you. Pardon my cough, dry throat from talking all day. I promise it's not a COVID cough. Have a great day.